the new book I'm writing on the new curriculum for healers is not, I'm not intending it to change the medical para. I'm intending it to stand alongside and just be respected. And once you've got the evidence base for it and you have the case histories, you can't refute it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
How's that book coming along? I know you said
It's
you were writing it and
damn
getting back to it.
slow. It's too slow for my liking. Because as
And
soon as I get
is that the principle of it, Dr. Harvey? Is it to just show that there is a blueprint out there, but it coincides with what is already happening in the medical world?
yeah, it's just, you know, I mean, I've run into my medical boards because of what I do. And it's everybody who's got any anybody who's doing any good work is going to run into the traditional
Of
system.
course.
And I happen to get access to their internal dialogue communicating with each other. They actually published it. Uh, and the comment of the lead investigator trying to get me for what I do says, I believe that all of this functional medicine or CAM medicine is snake oil salesman.
Wow.
This is the the medical board statement. It's like, really? Uh, okay, go to the 150 reviews by medical doctors and patients as to how integrative medicine saved their life when the traditional system had nothing. So, you know, that those people who believe, you know, integrative medicine is snake oil salesman, I have no interest in trying to change their point of view. They're going to
Yeah,
die with that point of view. You can't
they
change
will.
it. So you can't make, very seldom can you change a Muslim into a Christian. It doesn't happen that often, you know.
Right. Those beliefs are very, very ingrained, right? And again, that's a belief usually by age of 7 that is established. It's listen to your doctor. This is the right way. The other way is wrong. And even if you think you're an open-minded person, you just can't break through that belief system.
Can't get through that belief system. I mean, you know, with, you know, traditional medicine and the belief in drugs as the sole savior of humanity is a cult.
Yes.
It's a cult. It's a belief system that's completely rigidified into the so-called science of medicine, and all the great people who've gone through that have all come up against those belief systems that are just impenetrable, and they just give up in the end. But they break through and they develop a new paradigm, like Buckminster Fuller says.
Hmm.
You don't evolve by changing the old. You just break it down, and we need a new medical curriculum. So
We do,
I'm
but you know,
I'm
it
trying to
brings
write.
up it brings up a good question is that we you still have a majority within the cults. Like that's just the foundation. But you also have a majority that's sick, possibly because they're in the cults. How do we then turn around society to be healthy if so many are in the cults?
Well, I think we're always going to have a 50-50 between those who are sick and those who are healthy. And they're all gradations on the same, on a different scale. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, part of the subtext for my book is from illness to illumination. How do we, you know, healing can be multi-leveled. You know, you know, treat symptoms and get rid of symptoms and get rid of diseases with drugs. We can then do mind-body medicine and modulate our immune systems and modulate our responses. We can then try and transcend that and take responsibility and do it on our own. Or then we can really shift consciousness, as Ken Wilber would say in his integral theory of everything, and realize that at the deepest level of our reality, we are not our bodies, we're not our emotions, we're not our thoughts, we are pure consciousness, which is level 7, and we can die fully healed. Our body may die, but we have an awareness that we aren't this constricted, you know, ego squeezed into the body over the space of a lifetime. We're more expansive than that, but that's a different state of consciousness. So
Yes.
there's different levels and layers of healing. And you know, where are you going to play in the game of life? It depends on your desire, and your depends on your insights, and it depends on your evolution. You know.
It, is that what you see for the future, possibly, or at least the good side of things is the evolving and hiring of consciousness that allows us to break free of the cult and embrace things that keep us in healthy states?
If you look at spiral dynamics and the evolution of cultural consciousness, it's always gone in layers and levels, and they call them memes. You know,
Mm,
red meme, orange meme, blue meme, turquoise meme. Ken Wilber was a great integral theory of everything. He looked at these memes. And the whole postmodern meme was everything's equal, there's no hierarchy. And we got into this whole woke agenda based on this turquoise meme of everything's equal. There's no discrimination between anything, and everybody has a voice and a chance to. And we've sort of overshot that and gone to pathology with it. So we're going to bring ourselves back to more sort of holistic or holonic thinking. And I don't think we can evolve. Society does move in memes of consciousness. Yes, there's been an evolution of consciousness. We're always moving towards some strange attractor, but it's always 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. And I
Right.
think we've gone through a terrible reset lately
So it seems,
on
right?
the world stage. So I don't have much faith. And consciousness, post evolutionary consciousness, or a consciousness that's sort of more evolved, is always in the hands of the very few. It always has been, always will be. You know,
Right. It's
1 to 4% of the population is at the cutting edge of consciousness. I don't think the masses are going to move into, postmodern memes that can be sustained.
Yeah, and it seems the evolution is almost like this alchemical, as they describe a circle going upwards, but it always comes back down on its upwards trajectory. So while we
Always,
go up, there are down parts to it as well as the evolution continues.
yeah.
So, where we find ourselves, whether it's the downward spiral of it all, hopefully we could find the upswing into the, back higher consciousness of
I think
everything.
we're in a regressive movement in at the moment.
We're in retrograde. We're in Mercury
Retro,
retrograde right now.
as they like to say.
Yeah.
We're in a bit
All
of a reset.
retrogrades are necessary as well, right? It's reflection, or chaos comes peace, and it's you need the law of polarity to everything. And still,
Existence.
it's you have to admit, I always say this, it's a wonderful time where we could speak to each other from thousands of miles away and connect like this, and not have to worry about many things you had to not only 100 years ago. So you still always got to look at the positives, even though there are so many negatives out there.
Yeah, at least we don't die of infectious illness as much as we
That's
used to.
right. A
And our
paper
water,
cut is not a death warrant.
exactly.